The Ancient God of Fire is the third record from Unholy Funeral, a band out of Mexico that was formed between members of Sargatanas and Erishkal. Also, I think the drummer is also in Ravencalled, and the vocalist is in Mordskog. I don't know if you'd know those bands unless you were particularly into either ancient styled black metal or just this particular old school black metal scene in Mexico. So when I say old school death metal, I mean early second wave, and I mean bands like Rotting Christ, Mystifier, Beherit, and even a little bit of the melodicism of early Behemoth. If we go to some of the first two records from Unholy Funeral, this one focuses a little bit more on refining what they've done before, leaning into some of those Greek black metal influences a bit more, while also retaining some of their interest in the uh, I guess the Brazilian take on that by a Mystifier and some of their immediate uh, sort of successors and compatriots over there. Anyway, we'll get into one of the songs here just to give you a clear example of what this record is all about. So the first half of this record is very straightforward, very inspired. It is mid-paced black metal, very much in a very unique style that is very much, I would say, limited to about 1996 in general, outside of people who helped keep that cult alive. It hasn't been a trendy thing for a long time. And, a band named Unholy Funeral is certainly should sound a certain way. And we get that right away with this record. Uh, Now, as it moves on, there is about an EP's worth of one idea and then a couple of extra songs that go on different tangents. Uh, Particularly when we get into a little bit further down the line, uh, uh, Gloria and Tenebris and Majestic Fire start to change the register of the record. They're a little bit simpler, and yeah, the last song in here before the Rotting Christ cover is a little bit of a trip. You can figure that out yourself as to why it is. But I thought that the Rotting Christ cover, again, they had one on their first album. It was okay, and this one is okay. So in general, this is one of those records where uh, it really isn't a style that I like very much. I like to talk about these kind of records, but it is just a certain thing that is limited to your fandom of this kind of thing. Uh, so far, it's only been released digitally, and I think it's worth checking out if you're interested in the old cult, the just the not so specifically Scandinavian versions of black metal that were around at the same time, even a little bit earlier in some cases, that had a lot of character. And this captures a lot of the feeling of many of those bands and that arcane, sort of grotesque, but also a little bit austere feeling that you get from those bands, which are often, sometimes even more rooted in heavy metal. So check this record out, see if it's your kind of thing, and you can get a little bit more detail in the written review.
To live life, but you